Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues. My name's Anthony. I'm an addict and an alcoholic, another bozo on the bus, and I care about you.
Yes, and I'm LouiLou. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm recovering from crystal meth and alcohol, and I'm always in search of balance.
I'm Jordan, and I'm an addict and always a third wheel to this relationship.
And that's right.
Yes. And each week we strive... Exactly.
I can't wait to graduate.
So each week we strive to foster a brave space where we can engage in conversations centered around topics of recovery.
And our intention is to hold and inspire better spaces for more people in recovery by tackling issues sometimes used to separate us.
But before we do that, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
And rate this episode.
Rate this episode, but only if it's 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 or nothing.
5 or shut your mouth. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. What are you talking about?
And now the disclaimer, the thoughts and opinions expressed on At the CCC are our own. We do not represent anyone but ourselves. In other words, we're just a couple of friends behind a mic here to entertain you. And of course, everything we talk about is for information purposes only.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry, what was that last part?
Absolutely. Do you know how to do is it Sitch? Ohana.
I still have not seen that movie.
Family.
Wow.
Okay.
How you doing, Anthony?
I'm good. Had a cup of coffee.
Of course.
Did have a cup of coffee. I'm doing a shimmy right now for people who can't. A little shimmy. I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. Yeah, no complaints.
None at all.
Yeah?
No.
And everyone. Shall we jump into today's topic?
Ooh, what is today's topic,
Today's
Anthony?
topic is not everyone stays. People leave recovery. That is today's topic.
Wow.
Yeah. What does that bring up for folks?
Okay, well, my first assumption is there's people that like leave the program for good.
Yes.
Right? And either thrive or don't thrive. Right? But I think there is a small percentage of folks that do leave recovery and maintain success and whatever they're doing.
Yeah, sure.
Or at least that's what they show you on social media.
Oh, that felt point. Point.
Well, I only mention that because it's like I curate the hell out of mine. It's like you gotta because there's a small minority of people that will use social media to talk about all their bodily functions and their social ills, but for the most part, it's like everybody looks like they're happy and smiling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem.
Well, nobody's that happy all the time.
No,
and if they are, there's something's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't yuck their yum.
Don't yuck their yum. Jordan, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I guess the flip side, right, is people that go out and stay out. Yeah. Right. And you know, as we know, people die from this disease all the time.
All the time.
Right. So I think it's that's the kind of two thoughts that come up.
And the other thing I was thinking in that topic was the rotation, the rotating. Like when I came in, I was fortunate enough to this day not to have gone back out. But I do believe that all of my relapses or all of the things that I struggled with were before I came into the rooms. And so this was absolutely the last house on the block, as they put it.
Yeah. Gosh, you know, while we're talking about this, like I had like the names and faces of like folks who've killed themselves that we've known. And there've been so many. You know,
I'm really morbid because I keep them on. I don't get rid of their Facebook accounts or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I still like, and it's kind of crazy because we've lost a lot.
Yeah, we have lost a lot. I mean, even on the podcast, you know, one of our PAs, rest in peace, you know, he struggled so much and, you know,
I was talking to a sponsor and while it seems tough as some of us have to pass so that others can live.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because sometimes it takes something that intense for folks to say, oh, you know what, this is serious business.
Yeah, it's a reminder that some people, you know, per the text, are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. And I don't mean that in the kind of like in a critical sense. It's just, some people are just incapable of seeing it.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I've talked about that before too, about how at work, you know, there are people who know that they're going to die if they don't stop and they just can't stop.
Yeah.
They just can't stop.
I work in hospice And I've had a few patients who are actively using while on hospice, and so they know this is how they're going to go out. And it's wild to like think that could be me, right? That I could go back out and I could have that mind switch or that idea that like, this is it. This is where I'm going to be. And I don't know, is that something that I want? Probably not, but is that,
yeah.
And I have to respect that person, right? That's their choice.
That's right. Yeah. I think that's why it's so important to like, at least maybe in life, but in recovery, just remaining so like having humility, you know what I mean? It's like, as that, like the saying goes, we have no idea what people are going through,
Absolutely.
We don't know how deep the suffering is. We don't know like what people are coming in with. So we try to be as gentle as we can with each other.
And when we can, it's like one of the things I always say is I'm going to love you from across the street. Like maybe I'm not that person. If I can't show up without the judgment and just be supportive and loving and allow somebody to have their experience as a human, I usually will steer clear. Like the Monday's relapse prevention meetings. Sometimes I have to take a break because I just, it's really hard seeing the same individual sometimes come in and out, and knowing that at some point they may not come back.
It's hard, yeah, because it's a relationship too, like there's. I'm thinking of like one of our mutual friends, who I used to be really close to, and then like they just kind of disappeared. And that's, something that this person has done a lot to a lot of different people. And that can be really hurtful, know?
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing when like, you meet someone in early recovery and you might take like an interest in their recovery, or you're trying to like show support, and then they're gone, and that can be painful too, right? It's just another type of relationship.
The thing that used to bug me a lot when somebody would make a decision to leave the rooms. First off, in the beginning, I thought once you got sober, you just stayed sober. I
remember you telling me that,
and it blew me away. But when folks decided that they were not going to stay in the program or whatever, but then when I've always been the type, like if I see you, it's like I'm gonna acknowledge you and give you love and whatever, and try not to judge, but I'm afraid my face anyway. But when they're so awkward or uncomfortable when they're around you, so they go out of their way to avoid you. I'm like, you don't have to do that, honey. I love you. Where I'm at now with this is like I want to be a safe space so that you know that if I don't want you to ever believe that this is not an option. It doesn't have to be the only option. Like I've seen people go and do other things and thrive. But if it's such a sad thing to think like this is something that can be for you, but you don't want it because you think that we're judging you or that you. Well, first off, I always say it's like, so what if people are judging you? Whatever. It's like, yeah.
How do you deal with like the frustration that comes up? Because I think they're I not all the time, but there have been, I have friends in recovery that have been in and out, and every time they've been in and out, there's always like this big kind of story, right? There's always this, and the difficult part for me with that has been like dealing with the frustration that comes up, where it's like, all right, dude, how many times are you going to tell me this? Right? I'm not talking about you, Jordan. I'm just saying, but I'm not. I don't want you to think I am. But this is like a friend who like will call me up, and it's always like this new kind of conviction, and I'm like, dude, every single time you've gone out, you've said exactly the same thing. And that's difficult, right? Because I need to check myself. Like I'm a human, so of course I might have feelings about it, especially if we're really close friends. I think professionally, it's different for me because the relationship isn't as kind of intense. I mean, I'm equally invested in like the patients that I'm working with, but there's something different that happens when like you go home, you leave work, you go home, and there's a bit of distance. But when you have a friend, like you know multiple sides of them, you've been around them, like you hear the stories, and that's something I've had to work on, is like not getting angry with somebody else's process.
Oh yeah, but it happens. It happens. And so it's like I'm all okay. And again, that's why honey, I have to give you space and let someone else kind of do the work for you right now, because I can't do it without like feeling some sort of way. And I don't want to make it about me, but I end up doing that because I'm human.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, personally, going in and out so much and so frequently, it's not about anybody else, right?
No,
Like,
it never is.
for me, like it's a lot of shame and guilt that I put on myself, right? And coming back to the rooms, I feel like is sometimes an act of God that I came back, right? Or that like I'm trying to put all my worries and shame and fear and all this stuff aside so that I can try and save myself, right? And I think most recently the phrase that's been sticking with me is, right, save your ass, not your face, right? And I have to put the inner saboteur of my using, right, away so I can be here and be present for myself.
Yeah. Gosh. Do y'all feel heavy? I feel really heavy right now.
Well,
I'm like, man, this shit
Well, you
sucks.
look kinda heavy.
Oh my God, Jordan.
Wow.
First off, we don't body shame.
I know exactly.
You don't want to play that game with me.
I know. I'm like,
You get 3 of those.
You see the-
Okay.
You
no, it's
got
like-
one
I got
down.
one.
There's 2 left.
Okay, thank
these
you.
two are like that fairy tale. Jack Spratt could eat no
Yeah.
fat. His wife could eat no lane.
Then I'm going to come for your soul.
I know.
I'm going to jump on your shoulders and reach down your throat and then pull it.
See, not safe again. We talked about this earlier.
You know what? To light. I know. You know what? To lighten it up, I think that the caring, like it started out really selfish. My reasons for feeling some way about somebody else's relapse, making their stuff about me. But as I go on, especially as I stay in recovery or whatever, it starts to morph and become genuine compassion and concern. And that's why, like when I say it's like I need to stay away if I can't be that supportive person who is not in judgment and it's a fine line. And usually it's the individual that has gone through the relapse or whatever that makes the decision, because like there are people that you probably can connect to and other people who, while they have the best, their thoughts, they have they have the best. They have the best intentions, but your best intentions, great. It's how how we try to make everything okay for ourselves or whatever.
Yeah.
And I can read it. I can read it when even if they are trying to be as genuine as they can. If I'm not believing it or feeling it, I can't. And so if I will go to someone that I have that relationship with, usually what I'll do is like, I will make myself available to somebody I don't have the relationship with, but if I have it, usually I'm real good about joking and being a little sarcastic, because I feel like for me, that's who I am. And I feel like, I feel like that's the best way for me to be, to show you that I'm going to continue being me, and maybe my lightheartedness or me inviting some levity into that, showing that I still love you. We have this or whatever, but because I'm not going to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I used to do that with a crystal meth, but it's like I don't do that.
Oh my God, that's so.
But yeah, no, I think there's something to say of like not skipping a beat with the relationship that was, right? And I think that's a sense of comfort and safety in coming into a space like that with somebody.
Yeah, and I think there can be a fine line between like showing up for someone and being of service, and then like essentially being codependent and like taking care of someone when they're not taking care of themselves.
Absolutely.
And that can sometimes happen at me.
I'm always like, I'll meet you at a meeting.
I like that.
I love to hang out and everything, but we're going to hang out at a meeting. We're going to hang out in In this capacity, because it's like, one of our friends are relapsed recently, and his sponsor reached out to me. And so I saw him at the club at the CCC, and, reminded him this was the safest place for him to be. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, it's like, I wish I could just invite him to my place because he to rest or whatever. But then I was also thinking, you know what, this is my sanctuary. It's like, and I'm not exactly sure where he is in his readiness to kind of come back. And so I don't need to, and honestly, it's a gift. I think I have some clear boundaries. I don't think I have those Al-Anon issues.
Yeah.
Or at least I don't want to believe I do.
I mean, that's happened to me at work where, you know, like, I mean, because I'm working with addicts and alcoholics like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I find myself like, I will sometimes go home and I'm like, oh my God, is she going to make it through the night? You know, or like, oh my God, like, I just find myself, and the thing, like, luckily that there are boundaries at work, because there's a part of me that's like, man, I really want to check up on this person.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, like, I'm naturally a caregiver, so I think that part comes naturally to me. Like, I do, like, I don't know, it's just what comes naturally, like I said.
Not to me.
To caregiving, or I'm not caring toward you?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't. I don't know what he's talking about.
I know.
The point being that it's really, what I'm saying is that even if, say, we do put up those boundaries, right? It doesn't mean that like the boundary's easy. It doesn't mean that,
no, not at all.
Right. It feels good. And I think on the other side of that, like when I've come in and out, and I've, you know, in early recovery, I came in and out plenty of times. And then, you know, I was like a couple of days shy of celebrating 6 years, and I went out right before the sixth year. And that also sucks.
Oh,
you know
God,
what I mean?
yeah.
It's like, I was like at war with myself. And of course there's like the shame and the embarrassment. And what was helpful were the people who, like, they were like, girl, not a big deal. Just come back.
Yeah. You know, something so one of these new individuals during Pride Sunday, we're all hanging out, and he ended up relapsing.
Oh shit.
While he was with us.
What?
And
crazy.
The other individuals had different takes on it. One was really kind of stern.
Yeah.
And the other was loving and maybe a little codependent. And what I realized, my attitude about this was like, okay, I get to have my reaction to it and handle it the way I want to, but I don't get to tell those other two how they need to handle it.
It was very nice. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause it's like, in the past, I've had experience. And I've been in recovery for a while, and I've done it all the different ways where I wasn't a good friend. I wasn't the support, where I was loving, or where I may have been too handholdy, but I think we do what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If this is what feels right to you, then you need not tell him if this feels right to you, because I think that the worst thing I can do, because it's what I'm thinking I should do, is, especially if you have a close relationship with an individual, to tell you to turn your back on them. I don't want people to do that. If it feels right for you, do it. You get to deal with the fallout of it if there is a fallout later. But yeah, the worst thing to do, like in that situation, the one who was being stern wanted to kind of shut it down and don't do this for this, and you know what? But how can I enjoy the rest of my day if I'm not caring or being the person that I want to be, which is a caring individual? That's not me. That's a person. But
oh, right.
Yeah, but you know, it's like,
but yeah, well, it's such a, like, an important point to make, which is that people will have all types of different reactions to somebody else's experience.
oh, absolutely.
Right. And in a way, like, there's almost something about that feels a little selfish, where it's like, I'm making somebody else's pain and struggle about me.
Yeah.
Right. There's something kind of
the person who
about that.
relapsed, I gave him a hug, because again, I don't want to hurt your buzz. I gave him a hug and I said, you know what, you are in the right place with us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just don't do anything stupid.
I mean, what I hear too is that, like, you've learned how to better support folks that are coming back or that have gone out, right? That takes experience and time.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that, like, people who are there to care may not do it right every time, because we're all learning. Right. And so to give, like we said, I think lots of it, but give yourself grace that you may fuck up the way you're supporting somebody, right? But also for somebody that's coming back in, that, like, people might say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. Yeah. Because we're human.
Because we sick. You know what I mean? We are not a hotbed about mental health.
Not at all. Not
at all. It can be a little messy back here.
Again, it's like, and I was looking at what you were saying here on here, like the deal is like, how are we, those of us that are staying, handling it? Because I think that I had one of my sponsors and what really kind of started to change how I was with individuals who were relapsing. Said, you know what you want to do is you want to be, that's, like I said, that safe space. You want to reserve judgment, you know, when they come back, love them, because we're not surprised when people go out, because that's what we know how to do, especially in the beginning when people struggle. The surprise is that people stay, and that's why we celebrate it, you know?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
And if it does happen.
And I feel like, you know what, I feel like an anomaly at times. Like I find myself in reflection and try not to be too morbid about it or too grievy, whatever. But I try to get to that place where I'm all, I always say, I don't know what it is that made it so that I didn't relapse or that I didn't have desire. I feel like it was probably a combination of the fact that I was too old. I was done. Like I was exhausted with the lifestyle just was not for me. And it was draining, and I was done. I was done with the quality of life that I was perpetrating.
Are you talking about like when you were drinking and using?
When I was drinking and using, because it's towards the end is like I found that I didn't like who I was becoming and who I was around, because I think that I believe strongly that the universe says yes to you, but it says yes to how you're showing up. So I was I was not acting in the best way. I was not a good person. And so I was finding myself surrounded by people who, like, how could you love me when you don't love yourself? And how could I love you? I didn't know that. And so I was getting what I was asking for. And so now I ask for big butts. No, get out.
Oh, God.
Hey.
I was like, there it goes.
I know,
One trick
exactly.
pony. Here we
One
come.
Absolutely. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Say, come on. Hey.
My God.
Okay. My question.
What is it?
I love it.
What's your question, Jordan?
Now our new segment. Justin's got Justin.
Oh my God.
Jordan's got a question.
Go on.
We're supposed to be friends. Okay.
I love you, Jordan.
I love you
I'm
too.
sorry.
I'm gonna love you from across the street now.
Please do.
See what he did?
You're so
Okay,
Jordan,
my
what was your
question
question?
is, as somebody who's as a sponsor, right? How do you deal with when your sponsee goes out, in and out, right? How do you cope with that for yourselves? What do you say to them, knowing that that there is that relationship? Because I think that's different than seeing a fellow go out.
Yeah, I haven't had a sponsee ever go out.
Oh, you're just that good.
No, I don't attribute that to myself, but I haven't had a sponsee go back out.
I've had lots of sponsees go out and come back in, go out and come back in. And I think
it has nothing to do with it, right?
yeah, well, so I can't make anybody use. I can't make anybody stop using or whatever. But for me, and I think for me, I had to learn what my responsibility as a sponsor was. And that's to work the steps with you. And so all that other stuff is like, I'm not in control of like, if people, I can only work with what you bring to me. Sometimes there's stuff that I can deal with. That's why I'm a big proponent of outside help.
Yeah.
Because there are some things that I just can't deal with. I do not fire sponsees. Like I used to hear in the beginning, people would fire sponsees or sponsors or whatever. I didn't hire you, so I'm not going to fire you. I'm going to work with you as long as we can. But I've had sponsees that go in and out, in and out, in and out. And then what I've had to do was I get to a place where I have to have the conversation. Am I being of service to you? Because I think that you reach a point where there's just nothing I can do to support you.
Right.
And so I usually, when that happens, if it goes that far, and it very rarely does, because either the person leaves on their own or we figure out something. I think that I usually lovingly suggest, maybe you need something different.
Yeah.
Because I just do not want to give them the impression that I don't want to work with you. I can't. It's like, there's nothing new that I could share with you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I have a different. My take on that is a little different. I don't fire sponsees. I've only ever fired a sponsee once.
They disrespect your time, huh?
Why did I fire the sponsee? Yeah, it was that. And in fact, I've only been fired once, and it was because of that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, like she would be. God bless her. Well, she and I are really good friends now, but like she would come all the way from San Francisco to Oakland to meet with me, and while she was en route, I would be like, "Oh, I can't meet."
Oh,
yeah, and that happened a bunch of times.
I'd wait for you to get to my place and kick your ass.
Yeah, so, but it was a really beautiful parting because we had like she tried all these different things to help me out, and I just could never show up.
Yeah, it's loving
we both cried.
When I make that decision,
we both cried.
It's like, I wish the best for you, but I also know that this is important for me. Like it's like you said earlier, it's like setting boundaries in the beginning. They're not easy. It's not always easy.
Holding the boundaries hard.
But you do it for yourself, and hopefully the person recognizes that. Because I learned to set and live by boundaries watching other people that I respected. And seeing them set boundaries. Like, no, you can't grab my ass. And I'm all, what? What? I thought.
And our next episode will be on consent, ladies and gentlemen.
HR will be here.
Yeah. I'm going to start at the episode signing papers.
Yes.
Well.
So, yeah, I mean, I think some final thoughts related to this. Oh, we're back to the papers.
What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts about this. If you're listening to this.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Come on, Jerry. What's your final thoughts?
My final thought here is if you're listening and you're struggling, if you're in the middle of a relapse, if you're coming back from a relapse, if you come in and out, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep
coming back.
Keep coming back. I'm happy you're alive. I'm happy that you can live to tell the tale. And when you're ready, we're here.
Absolutely.
And if you're not ready, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's land the plane.
Yeah. So the Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people and a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
We provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting personal growth.
Our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
And tune in every Monday when new episodes are dropped. Yes.
Make good choices.
Bye. We love you.